Live. Just preparing. I think we're live. Yay.
All right.
Okay. So I'm so excited to have Lavern Reid, our wealthy goddess of the month, superstar, rock star. um, you are definitely the busiest woman of who is like you're so busy and you've accomplished so much in so short amount of time. I'm really thrilled to have you to share about like your story. So give some background about like all the stuff you have going on, and then just like what where you were and what were your real estate investing goals. So like take us share where you are and your story to get here.
Well, I came across your program on Facebook, but before I came across your program, I am a lieutenant colonel in the military, active duty. I'm a single mom with two kids, two very active kids. So my days,
Yeah, do.
so a lot of my days and basically hours, 10 to 12 hours a week, I'm working, but I'm so passionate and focused on being a real estate investor, not just a real estate investor but a successful real estate investor. So I came upon your program, and I just started learning all the different ways that one can start a real estate business, invest in real estate. And here I am. I'm super busy, but still find time to get to where I am. So far, I have 5 properties, 5 rental properties, and I want more. So,
Like give them some context. When did you start the program?
joined your program in August of 2020. So,
Was it that early?
between
I thought it was after my late September event.
no, I joined before that, and
Okay,
then
then
I
join.
and
Yeah.
got into the seminar. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So since August, you have five properties that you've acquired. Um,
Yes.
amazing. Okay. So, and then I think you said you work 10 to 12 hours a week. You mean 10 to 12 hours a
Well,
day.
excuse me. No, 10 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah. So 10 to 12 hours a day. You're a lieutenant colonel in the Army. Thank you for your service.
Thank
And
you.
you're the single mom of two kids. I remember at the event, you were saying you're doing this for your kids. So that like what was your why?
My why, again, it's for my kids. In life, being on active duty, anything can happen. And I want to be eventually being in a position, number one, when I retire, that I have some kind of additional income coming in besides the military. And also I want to be in a position that I can provide for my family. My kids and my family, they're my why I'm doing this, you know? So they're my motivators. So
Amazing. So what were your real estate investing goals?
honestly, initially my real estate investment goal was just to, hey, learn about real estate and just get one property. At the time I wasn't thinking about, what, how I was going to go about getting the real estate property at that time, because I wasn't thinking big. And then once I got into your program and attended my first event with you, and I started learning about, okay, different ways of being creative and getting real estate, investment properties. I just took off. I just took off, and I wanted more. I remember the first time we talked, I used the word thirsty. I was thirsty for more, and I'm still thirsty for more. So the thirst and the energy and determination, I just took off. I didn't have any fear, any reservation. I just needed to figure out how I was gonna go about doing it. So
I love it. And why did you join the Wealthy Guys program?
I joined the Wealthy Goddess program because honestly, before I came into your program, talking to other males, and I remember, I think it was maybe a week or two before I came across your program. I was talking to a gentleman. I was, because I found out he had a lot of properties, and I'm like, hey, how did you go about getting your property? And he was being vague, wasn't sharing anything with me, and I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work. And it just happened. I think like I did a Google search, and for some reason the Google search and your program started popping up in my Facebook feed, and I'm like, sisterhood, goddess, this is what I need, this is what I want. Like mind females, not afraid to share information. And that's why I got into your program.
I love it. And you are in such a masculine world for your job, right?
Yes, I am.
It's hard to imagine a more masculine world than the military, than the army, but there you are.
Yes.
Um, and so I'm so happy you joined our sisterhood. So tell us, like, you have 5 properties now. That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about that, like how you accomplished that, what you did.
Um, how I accomplished that, the first property, it was just through the regular financing. And then my other properties were through a hard money lender. And then I was, I wanted to learn more, all the different ways of getting funding. And then I jumped onto seller financing. So I'm doing the traditional, I'm doing hard money lending, I'm doing seller financing. So I'm just trying to learn all the ways and means of getting financing. So, with all three of those strategies, I was able to, get 5 properties within 6 months. So
Amazing. And what have you appreciated most about being in the program?
what I appreciate most about being in the program, for me, the program allow not only having your sisters there by your side, but not being judged, because sometimes in our program we start sharing, and sometimes the tears start flowing, you know so just being in a sisterhood and part of a community that you're not being judged, the things that I'm going through, my other sisters are going through, and they're sharing their knowledge and their experience with me, and that's what I love about it, the program. No one is afraid to share. No one is afraid to share the experience. Hey, this works for me. This may work for you. Call this person. This is how, I got to where I'm at. And your program allows that sisterhood, and that bond and that sharing of information that I love. So
I'm so happy you're part of the sisterhood. You add so
thank
much,
you.
and you're just such an
Thank
inspiration
you.
to
Thank you.
everybody. And I love it because people are like, I'm too busy to do this. I'm like,
No.
if Lavern can do this,
Dude.
anybody can do this. I was like, I promise you, you are not busier than Lavern, and Lavern's managed to do.
I am busy. I am the one of yes.
I was like, nobody is busier than this lady, and look at what she's done. You do not have that excuse. You cannot use it. So I love that. You're so
Yeah,
inspiring. So,
thank
what's
you.
your next big real estate investing goal?
My big real estate investing goals, for me, like I said, I've done the hard money lending, and for me, my niche, the thing that I find that's working for me is rental properties. So that's working very well for me. It's bringing in that passive income. I'm making a profit. But the next big thing for me, and I'm thinking big, I want to venture into duplexes, and I also want to venture into apartments. So my goal is before, the end of this year is, have several duplexes, and even, one or two apartment buildings. So my goal is set. I'm thirsty and I'm going after it. So
Well, get it. I have no doubt. I love that. I think at our event too, you were saying last time that you had a goal to acquire at least $1 million of real estate per year. Are you still, and you
Yes.
were well on track for that. Is that
Yes.
still the goal?
Yes, ma'am. I am on track. That is still the goal. The goal is, by the end of this year, I have $1 million worth of real estate investment. If I can go beyond that, so be it. But I want to start off with just setting my goal at $1 million. But I know that the pace that I'm going, I'm going to be well beyond that. And as each year go by, I want to increase that. Maybe start with $1 million, increase to 1.5 million and 2 million. But in 5 years, if I can get to, and this is being overzealous, if I can get to 10 million, if I can accomplish that, so be it. But I definitely want to have a massive amount of passive income coming in. So I'm gonna
Beautiful.
push myself.
Yeah. Well, you're you're well on your path. Last we spoke, you're well over halfway to a million. So, um, I know you can do it.
Thank you.
Would you recommend the Wealthy Goddess program? And if so, why?
I will definitely recommend the Wealthy Goddess program because number one, as I stated, and I'm gonna call it a sisterhood. It's a sisterhood where you're not judged. You're not forced to, okay, well, I have to get 10 properties by this time. No, you go at your pace, but at the same time, you have that sisterhood, you have that motivation around you to push you. Doing the pods, and I'm honest, I've missed many of the pods, but within that pod, you have sisters that's cheering for you, being your biggest cheerleader. And when you have people like that around you, man, it motivates you to go beyond anything that you expect to do. So just having that cheerleader, that just that motivation. And maybe in your mind you're saying, oh man, can I do this? But when you got somebody beside you saying, yeah, you can do it. And if you need somebody to talk to, or you want to run some ideas around us, that's what the sisterhood offers. So I just like the because there's times when I was in the pod, I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm saying to myself, I don't know. But my sisters around me was like, go Lavern. Oh my God, go Lavern. I'm like, okay, I'm going. So
You have your cheerleaders, you have your confidants, you have, yeah,
yeah,
more
yes, ma'am. You just
motivationally.
get yes, and that sisterhood and that motivation and that support system. If you're looking for that definite support system and that cheerleader mentality, I will definitely recommend this Wealthy Goddess program that you're offering. So
Oh, thank you. And okay, so we're going to end with a trinity, which is a brag, a gratitude, and a desire. So, what is your brag?
my brag, I would say my brag is getting to where I am right now. And not in my wildest dream, I thought about it, but it's actually coming through, and the fact that I'm able to do it, that's my brag.
So well bragged. Yes.
Thank you.
And what is one thing you're grateful for?
I am grateful for I'm honestly grateful for friends and family, and I'm including in the family the sisterhood, because when you have positive friends and family around you, it makes you feel like a superhero. It makes you feel like you can accomplish anything. So that's what I'm grateful, having positive and motivational people around me. That's what I'm grateful for. And of course, God. Without God, none of this is possible.
No,
So
so beautiful. And last but not least, what's one desire?
one desire is to honestly, and one desire, doggone, is to be a millionaire. I'm just gonna be honest. I want to go beyond my expectation. My desire is get to a point where I can retire and have income coming in from everything that I've set in place, I've put in place because I've learned so much from, real estate investing. So that is my desire.
Well, you're on track to do that this year. So
Thank
I know
you.
it's gonna happen, but so shall your desire be, or so much better than you can imagine, under grace and in perfect ways.
Yes. Whoopity boopity bop.
Yeah. Bibbity boppity boo with fairy dust on top. Thank you, Lavern. This was
Thank
amazing.
you.
You are amazing. I'm so proud of you. You
Thank you.
are
Thank you.
rocking it. And you
Thank
have
you.
every excuse in the book to be like, I can't do this because, and yet you have gone and you have done incredible things. So thank you for
Thank you.
for sharing.
Thank you. And like I said, it all started with your program. We hear about real estate investing, but until I got to your program and understand how I could do it, that's where everything took off. So it's just learning from what you offer the goddesses. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you very much.